A noticeable trend in Atlantic Beach could soon be coming to an end.
Massive holes in the front yards designed for stormwater retention. Our Zach Wilcox has been checking in this. He's live now from a home with one of those holes, and that homeowner had no idea they needed to be put in, Zach.
Yeah, Jeannie, this homeowner wanted to put a pool in, and she found out when she applied for the permit she'd have to build two holes, or dig two holes rather. One for the pool, of course, itself, and then another one in the front yard here for stormwater retention. And if we're being honest, she doesn't love the look of it. Big divot in the middle of the front yard, and she's also concerned about the safety with grandchildren running around if they could trip and fall around the hole here. And it's not really a requirement in many other places, frankly, across the state of Florida, so it has city commissioners here in Atlantic Beach digging in to see if they can figure out a solution.
It's kind of like a wave.
One thing is immediately noticeable about Pat Grandy's yard in Atlantic Beach, which he says was built on an old dune.
It's got its ups and downs, but it's working for us.
Fortunately for Grandy, one of those ups is that the slopes naturally satisfy Atlantic Beach's stormwater retention requirement.
Why should the homeowner have to put in something so big? You already have an expense of what else you're doing, and then on top of that, they make you do other things that may or may not help the drainage.
In 2003, Atlantic Beach leaders placed a requirement for new home construction or major home additions, like a new pool, for example, to add on-site stormwater storage. That can range from a ditch to a swale to even a grass-covered hole to help contain stormwater. However, some Atlantic Beach leaders are concerned that requirement puts too much responsibility on homeowners.
It's unnatural to see these large swales in yards. Biggest thing to that is the cost involved. I just think we need to change. I think the best thing to do is just wipe the slate clean.
Thomas Grant was one of 3 city commissioners who voted this week to scrap the rule. However, it was a divisive vote with 2 commissioners who want to keep it.
People who have lived here the longest, understand the impact, and have lived through the water events. If you've caused water runoff, then, I believe that you should be responsible for retaining that water until it's had a chance to drain off naturally.
Grandy says he'll probably keep his wave-shaped lawn even if the rule is changed.
I know other people out there would love to get rid of their little mini lake in the front.
Mini lake, that's a word for it. Well, the city staff here in Atlantic Beach recommended to keep the requirement, but perhaps do a study to see if they may be able to change the amount of space that's needed for it. But this will be a vote October 13th for the city commission. They got one final vote on this thing. And at that point, this homeowner may be able to find out if she's able to fill this hole back in. In Atlantic Beach, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News, on your side.